Let's talk about a feeling that a lot of us know all too well, but we just can't quite put a name to it. It's this deep exhaustion that sleep never seems to fix. Today, we're going to explore the architecture of that feeling.
It starts the second you open your eyes, doesn't it? Even after 8 hours of sleep, there's this heaviness. It's not a physical thing, you know? It's something much, much deeper.
And then you go through your day. You're productive, for sure. You check things off the to-do list, you answer the emails, you push the projects forward. By every external measure, you are getting things done. But then you get to the end of it all, and there's just nothing. No rush of satisfaction, not even a quiet sense of accomplishment. It's just this void, right, where you think a sense of purpose should be. The actions are happening, but the feeling is just gone.
So here's a thought. A different diagnosis, maybe. We're so quick to call that tired, empty feeling burnout, but what if that's just the wrong word? What if the problem isn't that you've run out of energy, but that you've run out of connection to the very life that you're so busy living?
Right. So let's really dig into that conflict, this huge gap between how your life looks to everyone else and how it actually feels to you.
I mean, on paper, everything looks great. It's perfect even. You're doing all the things you're supposed to be doing. You're seen as responsible, consistent. From the outside, it looks like a stable, well-built life. You can't see any cracks in the foundation.
But what's the reality behind that facade? What's it actually like on the inside?
Yeah. It feels like you're just an actor playing a part in your own life. And you're good at it. You know all the lines, you hit all your marks, but the words aren't yours. It's like somewhere down the line, you stopped being the author and just started reading from a script that someone else handed you.
Which brings us back to that diagnosis we give ourselves. That common but, often completely wrong label. Let's really pull apart this idea of burnout.
See, this feeling, it's not some sudden collapse. It's more like a slow drift. It builds up so quietly. Every single time you ignore that little gut feeling, or you pick the sensible option over the one that feels true, you're just adding another invisible layer of distance between who you really are and what you do every day.
And this, right here, is the crucial difference. When we think burnout, we think it's an energy problem. The solution seems simple, right? Just take a vacation, get some rest. But disconnection, that's a direction problem. And it feels so much deeper, almost permanent, because rest can't fix a life that's fundamentally pointed the wrong way.
And that's the core paradox. That's the part that can make you feel like you're going crazy. The machine of your life is running perfectly. All the systems are go. But it just feels like someone else is sitting at the controls. It is a profoundly alienating feeling.
So, if it's not about working too hard, then what is the real source of this bone-deep exhaustion?
I want you to really consider this idea. We've been taught our whole lives that effort is what makes us tired. But what if that's not the whole story? Not even close.
So if it's not the effort itself, where does that soul-crushing tiredness really come from?
It comes from this: misaligned effort. It's the constant, grinding friction of pouring your energy, your life force, into things that just don't line up with who you are. It's the invisible, exhausting work of maintaining a life that isn't really yours. That is what drains you.
Let's actually give it a name: existential exhaustion. It's a fatigue of the soul. And this is why a week on a beach doesn't fix it. You can rest your body, no problem. But you can't take a vacation from yourself. The problem was never physical to begin with.
And all of this leads us to a final, really important shift in perspective. Because this isn't actually about finding an answer. It's about starting to ask a much, much better question.
Our first instinct is always to fix things, right? How do I recover from this? How do I get my energy back? But asking those questions assumes the problem is just a temporary dip in your energy tank.
The real question is something else entirely. It's simpler, and honestly, a lot more profound.
This is it. This is the question that matters. It shifts the focus from recovery to rediscovery. It asks you to go back in time, to find that specific moment where the script changed. The moment your own voice got quiet and you started listening to someone else's instead.
And the second you truly ask yourself that question, something fundamentally changes. That old label, burned out, it doesn't really fit anymore, does it?
That feeling of discomfort, that nagging sense of misalignment, it isn't the end. It is not a sign that you failed. It's the first unsettling but absolutely necessary sign that you are finally waking up.